Zhang Yi entered the room to find three incredibly alluring women, each possessing a distinct and captivating charm. One appeared mature and seductive with a figure like a ripe peach, another was petite and innocent with astonishingly large breasts, and the third was a cool, aloof beauty nearly 1.8 meters tall with a perfectly proportioned figure. Zhang Yi recognized one as a famous model with over 5 million followers. The moment he saw them, his gaze wandered, and he couldn't help but internally acknowledge the high-class pleasures the wealthy enjoyed, noting their professional appearance. However, as they huddled together in a corner displaying a complex mix of fear, sadness, pity, and disgust, Zhang Yi's pragmatic nature took over. He pulled a chair opposite them, his gun held loosely, and immediately referred to them as koan, a derogatory term that caused their faces to instantly turn ugly with indignation. The women vehemently protested the label, insisting they were guests and high-class socialites, not common prostitutes. They proudly listed their qualifications in a desperate attempt to justify their status and presence, citing a master's degree from Tianhai University, a level 8 English proficiency certificate, a level 7 national ballet skill, and the ability to professionally play demanding piano pieces like Flight of the Bumblebee. They argued they only interacted with upper-class society figures to improve themselves and only chose intimate contact during pleasant processes with worthy men, claiming their bodies were their own to decide. Zhang Yi listened with a smile, clapping at their explanation but ultimately dismissing their arguments as a distinction without a difference, concluding they were still just high-class koan who worked hard to earn large bribes from wealthy men. Unmoved by their beauty, qualifications, or indignation, the burning desire in Zhang Yi's eyes subsided as he raised his gun and ordered the three women to turn around and lie against the wall. Mistaking his command for a different intention, they feigned fear and complied with practiced skill, but Zhang Yi simply retrieved several bundles of rope and cable ties from his spatial storage. He securely bound each of them, tossed them back into the room, closed the door, and left. His mind was not driven by lust, his priority remained a thorough and complete investigation of the massive shelter to identify and neutralize any and all potential dangers before he could truly relax and claim his new billion-dollar domain. Zhang Yi continued his methodical security sweep of the second floor, confirming it was designed primarily for extravagant entertainment. Beyond the pet room holding the three captive women, he found a lovemaking room filled with various props and a uniquely themed waterbed room, though the latter was now mostly abandoned. The room's chill was explained by the 5 or 6 corpses he discovered on the floor. All were beautiful women, socialites like the three he had found alive. The sight solidified his understanding that the shelter's facade of harmony concealed a dark, primitive reality that had degenerated in the apocalypse. This discovery cemented his resolve, and a resolute killing intent flashed in his eyes as he concluded that the 3 surviving women, who sold their bodies for money, were a menace that needed to be eliminated for the sake of his own security. Following Suo's prior instructions, Zhang Yi located and descended into the basement levels, which were the shelter's true post-apocalyptic core. The B1 level resembled a spaceship interior, featuring 8 separate rooms sealed by heavy alloy metal doors with no visible keyholes, likely requiring magnetic cards or retinal verification to open. After spending considerable time failing to bypass the security, he muttered that he would have to get the answers from the shelter's owner, Wang Ximing. He found most doors tightly closed, except for the control panel room, which was open. Inside, the walls and floor were covered with monitors, and the space was filled with complex embedded keyboards and buttons that left his eyes dazzled. He managed to decipher some basic functions labeled in Chinese, like controlling power to certain areas and operating doors, but the vast majority of the specialized applications left him completely bewildered, forcing him to helplessly shrug and give up without an instruction manual. The second basement level, B2, was a breathtakingly large stadium over 10 meters high, with a dome supported by sturdy alloy frames. It contained a basketball court, tennis courts, and even a small golf course, a level of luxury Zhang Yi could only describe with one word. He noted the temperature was noticeably higher than outside, a benefit of being 20 meters underground. He decided this spacious and quiet area would be perfect for building a shooting range to train his supernatural abilities, a priority he now understood was fundamental to survival. After his half-hour tour, Zhang Yi returned to the ground floor with his pistol. Lacking the patience to wait for the captives to wake naturally, he filled a bucket with cold water from the kitchen and roughly poured it over Wang Ximing's head. As the man shivered awake to find himself bound and facing an armed Zhang Yi, the protagonist calmly stated that explanations could wait and that it was time to talk about cooperation and how Wang Ximing could save his own life. Zhang Yi adopted a deceptively calm and conciliatory demeanor, offering Wang Ximing a cigarette and initiating a negotiation. He presented himself as a simple survivor seeking refuge, downplaying any ambition to seize control of the shelter outright. He cleverly manipulated Wang Ximing's hope for a return to normalcy, suggesting that after the snowstorm ended, he wished to befriend the wealthy young master to secure a prosperous future. This fabricated respect for a past social order successfully lowered Wang Ximing's guard, making him believe Zhang Yi was constrained by the rules of civilized society and would not kill him without cause. To formalize their supposed partnership, Zhang Yi demanded a show of sincerity, the complete user manual for the shelter's complex control systems. Wang Ximing, terrified of death and seeing this as a manageable concession, agreed and directed Zhang Yi to the manual on his computer. The document revealed the shelter's intricate design, including a critical self-destruct function that would have permanently sealed the entire villa had Zhang Yi continued operating the controls through trial and error. Taking the computer to the control room, Zhang Yi meticulously tested the instructions, verifying their authenticity and granting him complete mastery over every system. With a satisfied smile, he officially declared himself the new master of Yunkmanner 101. Returning to the living room, Zhang Yi coldly betrayed the trust he had just built. He spread a blanket on the floor to contain the mess, approached the still-bound Wang Ximing, and in a sudden, violent motion, drew a golden claw-shaped knife and plunged it into his neck. As blood gushed out, Zhang Yi held the dying man's head, softly whispering false comforts that dizziness was normal and the pain would soon end. After Wang Ximing died with wide, unbelieving eyes, Zhang Yi wrapped the body in the blanket and offered a quiet, pragmatic explanation to the corpse. He was too lazy to provide a detailed reason, but a person with no remaining value was simply too useless to keep alive.